Welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm going to show you this bell pepper. We're letting them get bigger. And that acorn squash is about ready to pick. Our garden has suffered from the weather big time. This is Garden 25, Sow It, Grow It, an open collaboration hosted by me, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. It is open through September. The playlist will be in the description box below. The oregano is doing quite well. We do have some flowers and weeds everywhere. The rosemary has suffered from the heat, but I did put some fertilizer out here hoping that it'll bounce back. I may add some perlite and a little bit of lime. I don't know if it needs lime or not, but we might try that. We still have weeds out here. I'm not going to be able to tackle these weeds. There is the chamomile. It's getting ready to flower. Look at there. Banana peppers, cayenne peppers. Y'all, these things are just loaded. Look at all these peppers. I'm collecting over a gallon a week of the banana peppers and the jalapeno peppers. And I'm looking for the ones that are going red on the cayenne. And here is our Tabascos. Oh my goodness, it is just loaded. I may buy more Tabascos next year. These are our mystery banana peppers. It may be that they became a hybrid because I planted them with some Tabascos. Citronella is doing very, very well. I really need to get out here and weed this bed. I thought I had all the weeds out of it, but this is the lavender, and the lavender is absolutely doing beautiful. We have bell peppers everywhere out here. Beautiful bell peppers, beautiful flowers. The bees have been so busy this year. More cayenne peppers. I got to go around a post. And I'm looking for the red peppers. Our strawberries are still producing, y'all. Still producing. That is absolutely amazing to me. And there are some that are just about ready to pick. All those cayenne peppers. We're going to have fun with those this year. Carrot bed. I'm checking the carrots. Let's see if we've got any in here that is ready. I would say this one might be because I can't get it out. But I don't feel a carrot there, so it might just be the heads. Let's check this one. We're getting carrots, y'all. Let me stick them back in the ground, let them grow a little longer. The flowers are coming up. So we should have some beautiful flowers out here. Maybe by fall, we'll have a beautiful flower garden going. The tansy flowers are just lovely. I love looking at them. This thing is massive, y'all. I've got beans growing in here with them. I got a little beetle up here. So I'm super, super excited that this thing has bloomed out so beautiful. I'm up at the front of this garden by the driveway, and these tomatoes are loaded, but you can see the stress that is happening on my tomato plants back here. I haven't come back to prune this foliage back on my tomatoes yet on this end, but I did get the other end done. These are Amish paste. I actually had one that was 18 ounces, a little over a pound. There's one that's ripe, or getting ready to ripen. Got cobwebs back here too. Raspberry bush and all of that. So hopefully it will do well. I don't even know where the rest of them are. I can't see them. The basil is doing unbelievably well. There's another one getting ripe on the vine. A view from this end of the garden. And we have a little bit of fog this morning because we've had rain in the area. This is our purple hull pea, and we have blossoms, and we have peas starting to form. A lot of weeds, but being an organic gardener, that comes with the territory, unfortunately. Maybe next year we'll be able to do a little more weed control when we go back to tilling the ground and direct sowing as much as possible. Sweet jalapenos. That's my sage. That is citronella. Dill over there that I need to get to again. These are more of the sweet jalapenos. My hot peppers are starting to turn different colors in there. We've got reds and yellows and purples. We've got some mammoth basil there. My parsley is being overtaken by weeds, so I may not get a harvest out of that, but that is parsley in there. Catnip, hyssop back there, lemon balm, chocolate mint, and my trees of okra, y'all. They're as tall as I am now. So we've got pods of okra. And I am pruning the bottom limbs because what happens is they start producing on other limbs. And sometimes the leaves don't produce the vegetable. So I try to prune the ones that I think are not going to produce vegetables to give the plant more energy to producing. There's a pretty little bud that has not opened up yet. So these are about the height of my head. So they're around 5 feet tall, a little over 5 feet tall now. These things will get massive in our yard. And here are some more peas. I'm not sure if these are the lady peas or the black-eyed peas. We planted a little bit of both over here, and we've got a lot of beans in there. I'm tripping over vines, y'all. We got some hot peppers ready to pick. I'm going to be out here picking this morning. These are the jalapenos, hot jalapenos. The Louisiana purple pod green bean trellis, y'all, is just loaded with vines. I love the archways. I told my husband I want these throughout my garden next year with different types of beans. that would be just awesome to have. Let's go see if there's any in here about ready to pick. I picked heavily yesterday, so there's one there. And I'm not seeing any here, but I love going inside and looking up at our little bird nest. I love that. There's another one up there. A lot of them are high up and I have a hard time picking them, so those will become the green beans. We're going to let them dry on the vine. Those will be the seed for next year, and next year's planting will be absolutely free. Again, with a trellis. Just beautiful. Let's go to the other archway. So the majority of my beans are right in there where the two arches meet. And y'all, I gotta duck my head to get in here. We have, can you see the green bean? I picked this heavily yesterday, and I guarantee you by tomorrow I'll be picking again some very large green beans. If I don't get out here and pick them today, they will be very, very big. And we'll have some shellies in our green beans. But right up in here is where most of my green beans are going to be. Let's come out the other side. Cucumber vines are finally starting to trellis halfway through the season. Unbelievable the amount of foliage on our green beans. Planting them this way really shades the trellis and gives the green beans a chance to form. And of course we have bees out here working everything. Our vines fell down. My husband and I have to get out here and tie them up, but these are the beefsteak masters. And this one needs a little more trimming on it. I did try to trim it up some yesterday, but I had been out here for 3 hours in the garden working, trying to trim up tomatoes. Speaking of which, we're going to get back here, and y'all can see I have done massive trimming on our tomato plants. Not only are we battling the heat, but we're battling the hornworms that like to attack our tomatoes. So I have pulled a lot of foliage off yesterday, and y'all can still see some of the foliage there. But we want to give these tomato plants every chance possible to continue to produce throughout the season. I've never had tomato plants die back so early in the season. Usually I have tomato plants through the month of November. But this year, I mean, I have just really stripped this one down and only left foliage at the top. We got another tomato here getting ready to turn, and I will be harvesting that one today. And our beans are doing well. However, I do have one in here that was eaten just about to the ground, and I'm thinking it was a rabbit. So there is another one getting ready to turn. The basil and the beans really helped keep the bugs down on the most part of our tomato plants. So we're hoping that these will bounce back. And I may come out here and do a little fertilization. Here's the bean. Sorry about the camera, y'all. There's the bean that's been eaten to the ground. Unbelievable. So I understand that if you prune them back and get all the dead foliage off, that the plants usually bounce back. There is our wild goose peas. I'm hoping to let them dry on the vines, but we don't know. This is Amish paste over here. Massive fruits on the Amish paste. These over here are the Kentucky beefsteak, which are yellow. And for some reason, we had a Roma planted at the end of this row. But y'all, I picked heavily out here yesterday, and there wasn't a pink tomato left on the vines. And there is a pink tomato there. I've got spider webs. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's a spider web here. Got to get it out of the way. Look at this one. Humongous. Just humongous. Look at these up here, hiding and all that. Cucumbers are in here somewhere, I'm sure. Probably on the other side. But these vines are starting to show signs of stress as well. But I want y'all to see this. How loaded the vines are with blooms. There's some cucumbers right there forming. Here's one ready to harvest. So we'll be out here harvesting and getting all of this done. Let's finish walking the tomatoes. Again, heavily pruned, but I want y'all to look. And we have bukus of tomatoes already in the house turning, so I'm going to be doing a lot of tomato canning, y'all. There are those goose peas, wild goose peas. Beautiful tomatoes. So we want to give the tomatoes a chance. Now this plant has died back, but I did leave the tomatoes hanging to let them ripen. We'll get to that on the other side. Unbelievable how many tomatoes are turning for me to harvest today. If I don't harvest them, the rabbits get to them. So we want to make sure that we're getting as much in the house as possible, and what the rabbits don't eat, the chickens eat, so nothing really goes to waste. Goose peas. Y'all, I still got, after all that pruning yesterday, I still got leaves turning. Unbelievable. The temperatures are a little bit cooler because we've had rain in the area. There's a tomato that didn't make it over the fence. That's what the rabbits do. Whew. That's why I left them on the vine. That vine is gone. More tomatoes and goose peas. Unbelievable. So we have lots and lots and lots of tomatoes. There's cucumber. See if I see any more cucumber down here. I know there's another one in here. I just can't get to it because of the leaves. The bees are just buzzing. Look at those beautiful blooms. It's so peaceful out here in our garden. And I enjoy the time spent out here. Even though the mosquitoes are attacking and the sweat bees are attacking. I'm thankful that today we have the dragonflies out, which eat the mosquitoes. Let's get a view from the other end. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. I love how they turn so quickly, these tomatoes. And I'm going to be a busy girl. So you may be seeing a lot of canning videos. And I'm hoping to give you more keto recipes from the garden. Never mind the junk that my husband has out in the yard. This area is stunning. Just stunning. I love it. Another 4 or 5 inches and we would have a 5-gallon bucket of tomatoes. I do pick them when they start to blush. And this is this morning's harvest from everything else. So I think we did pretty good. I did a good job picking off everything yesterday. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching my channel. Thank you for the many comments, the likes, the friendships, and for sharing this content out. Take a moment and watch all of the advertisements because that is how I get monetized and get paid. I appreciate each and every one of you for your time and your patience. And y'all, I have this special content over here I think you might like.